All right, guys, Superstars 6, Hulk Hogan on the cover. We're going to take a look at that this week on Federation Nation. Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Federation Nation. I am Anthony, this is Collectors Entertainment Network, and this week we're going to take a look at Superstars 6 with Hulk Hogan on the cover. But before we get into that, guys, I'd like to ask you, please subscribe to the channel, please comment down below, please share this video with anyone you think may like it as well, and go ahead and give this video a like, that helps a lot too. Also, go on over to Facebook and join the Federation Nation Facebook group and show off your vintage WWF collections. I'd love to see them. All right, so we're gonna get through it. We're gonna zoom in on it. We're gonna take a look at all those pages of Superstars 6. So let's get into it. All right, guys, here we go. Superstars 6, your exclusive guide to all the hottest WWF superstars, plus data files on each wrestler. You've got the official collector's guide to WWF's greatest athletes, and inside the new fall winter merchandise catalog. All right, let's crack it open. And I wrote it up here when I got it. I know it's a little hard to see, but I'd already looked at it. It says October 12th, 1991. It also says Connecticut. So I got this when I was in Connecticut, and it kind of rings a bell. I did go and stay at a friend's vacation house in Connecticut, and I mean, that had, and I remember it was around this time, because I remember we were listening to Guns N' Roses' Use Your Illusion when we were there. I only had Use Your Illusion 2. I didn't have 1 yet, so I had brought that and we were listening to it. So it brings back memories, and that would have been around this time. So I didn't know, I didn't remember that I got this magazine when I was in Connecticut, but I definitely remember that trip. All right, let's get into it. We've got the 1-900-454 Hulk ad over here. Guys, I would not call that, and if you do call it, at least get your parents' permission. Alright, and the introduction, we've got the Undertaker there carrying someone off in a body bag. Let's get into the superstars. You got the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan, WWF Champion. Now, this has a different look. The previous ones, all 5, while a little bit different in their layout, were very, very, very similar from the first one to the 5th one. Again, there were little differences. Each year, I think it got a little different, but this is completely different with this sort of like border right there. The font is different. It definitely is just a different. I mean, it's basically the same layout. You've got like one studio picture here and then some action pictures, and we'll see how the rest of the magazine goes. But yeah, see, look, it's like Hulk Hogan, Hulk Hogan. This is definitely a different layout than the first 5 of them. What do we got there? We got a lot of him versus Slaughter and all that stuff. That was this year. Of course, the Ultimate Warrior is your second entry. I'm sure he gets more than just the 2 pages. No, he doesn't. Oh my goodness. And then we go to the Undertaker. Does he get more than 2 pages? I don't know. We're going to see who gets more. But there is the Undertaker. And then we got Big Boss Man. Not the Big Boss Man, just Big Boss Man. Mr. Perfect, there he is, versus Jimmy Snuka, Jake the Snake, and I think that looks like Kerry Von Erich, right? The British Bulldog. I don't know who, that looks like he's just against a jobber, and then some other solo picks. The Nasty Boys, Knobs and Sags, there they are. Were they heels? They were still heels, right, at this point? I don't know. 1991? I think so. You guys let me know. I don't remember them in last year's issue, so they were probably, still heels. Rowdy Roddy Piper. There he is against Mr. Perfect. And against, I don't know who that, I can't, it's hard to tell from here. Kind of looks like Rick Martel, but I can't tell. Can you guys tell? Alright, Natural Disasters, Earthquake, and Typhoon. Keep going on. Jake the Snake Roberts, of course. Oh, you know what? I just realized this because I saw this and I was thinking of all his stuff with the Warrior. This is after SummerSlam 91 and the Warrior had gotten fired. I was actually at SummerSlam 91. I've talked about it here on the channel. You guys can go back and check out previous episode of Federation Nation where I've talked about it, showing you the program, all that cool stuff. But yeah, I just realized Warrior was already fired, but he's still in the magazine. Shows you how far in advance they put these things to bed. All right, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. There's a pic of him going against the Hitman, Bret Hart. Does anyone know where that match is from? I would like to see that. All right, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Back to the Macho Man. Of course, he had his retirement match against the Warrior at the previous WrestleMania. And was he already back in action? I know they let him back in because Jake the Snake had his snake bite him and he was allowed to come back for something. I thought that was closer to like Survivor Series, but I don't know. You guys let me know. Was he already back in action at this time? All right, Sergeant Slaughter, he was still his in the Iraqi sympathizer gimmick. Virgil, $1 Million Champion. Oh, it actually has the champion, like he's the actual, like it's a recognized title, which I don't believe it ever was. And by that I mean like kayfabe recognized. Obviously, everything goes according to plan, you know. Oh, the Dragon doesn't even say Ricky Steamboat. This still bothers me. What was wrong with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat? Just as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, did he need to wear this outfit and breathe fire? This was when WWF got a little bit crazy, and I would see people who I grew up with, like Ricky Steamboat. And, I mean, he was always Ricky well, he wasn't always Ricky the Dragon, but, I mean, he was Ricky the Dragon, and he just looked, you know, like a regular wrestler. He had his, like, martial arts gear on, and then here he is with this stuff, and I just was like, really? Didn't, like, the year before he wrestled, like, Flair for an hour for the NWA title, and here he is breathing fire. Anyway, alright, Sid Justice. He was, looks like he was a face at this time. Was he atomic dropping Harvey Whippleman? I don't know. Alright, Legion of Doom, your WWF Tag Team Champions at this time. Hawk and Animal, of course. Here we go again, the Matador. You're taking Tito Santana, one of the greatest of all time, and turning him into a character like this. It bothered me. It bothered me then. Let's see, 1991, it was 14 years old. It bothered me then, it still bothers me now. Elizabeth. There she is with the Macho Man, of course, when he was champ, and when he asked her to marry him. Oh, the Beverly Brothers, Bo and Blake. I remember them. Oh, Big Bully Busick. I remember him, but he wasn't in for a long time, right, guys? Like, I mean, jeez. Was he even in a year? Do you guys know? Let me know in the comments below if he was even in WWF for a year. Texas Tornado. See, with him, they usually would say Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich. It's funny because, like, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat became the Dragon. Tito Santana became El Matador. I always like that him and Rick Martel, even though they got their kind of crazy, like, monikers, they were able to keep their name the whole time, but I wonder if it says Kerry Von Erich anywhere in here. Erwin R. Shyster, of course. Mike Rotunda. There he is against Coco Beware and a couple of jobbers. The Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, tag team specialists, as they like to call themselves. And, of course, Bobby the Brain Heenan. What's Hulk Hogan pushing him on a bike with training wheels? I'm sure I saw it because I used to watch Primetime Wrestling all the time. You know, even in the studio years. But I gotta go back and see if I could find which one that is. Check it out. I'm sure it's on Peacock, on the WWE Network on Peacock, or however you say that. Alright, the Warlord. There he is with the Slickster. And there he is, looks like against Jimmy Snuka. I swear that was like the same picture from last year's Superstars Magazine. Alright, let's keep on going. Who do we got? Brutus, the Barber Beefcake. Surprised he wasn't just called the Barber and you skipped, you got rid of the Brutus Beefcake part. I don't know. But there, of course, the barbershop. That's where a lot of interesting things happen on the barbershop at this time. What else we got? Oh, Paul Bearer gets his own spread. He's not just with The Undertaker. Oh, Skinner. I remember him. He was there. He was there for a little bit. I definitely remember him at this time. Does anyone know how, I'm sure he wrestled in other federations under different names. Does anybody remember any of them? Because I don't. I just knew him as Skinner. All right, the Berserker. There he is with Mr. Fuji. I was wondering who Mr. Fuji was managing around this time. I know he had the Orient Express, but there he was managing the Berserker. The Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch. I never remember which one's which. Is this how it is? Is that Luke and that's Butch? I don't know. And there it says Luke and Butch of the Bushwhackers. I don't know. I never remember, but maybe that's who they are. All right, Sensational Sherry. She was with DiBiase, of course. I think she was with DiBiase by the end of WrestleMania 7. After Savage lost, I think by the end of the event, she was already with the $1 Million Man. All right, Colonel Mustafa, of course. It's the Iron Sheik. I don't know why they had to build him up as somebody complete. Like, did anyone not know that was the Iron Sheik? I mean, maybe if you were like 9 years old at the time and just gotten into WWF. But again, I was like 14 at the time. 13, though, probably when they brought him back. All right, there you go. Orient Express, Kato and Tanaka. So it used to be Sato and Tanaka. Then it became Kato and Tanaka. Now, is this guy wearing a mask because he's not actually Japanese? And so they wanted him in the team, but he's not Japanese. I don't remember who this is. I probably know who it is. Guys, let me know in the comments below. I'll probably be shocked at who it is, because I probably know who it is, but I just don't remember at this time. Alright. We got Slick. Of course, he was managing... there's Hercules. He was managing Power and Glory around this time, I guess. I don't know who else. Was Akeem still around? Don't even know. Alright, Bret Hitman Hart, Intercontinental Champion. Gotta love to see that. He, of course, is my favorite of all. He looks so young there. And I mean, it almost looks like really young Bret Hart. Not like when he was Intercontinental Champ Bret Hart. Like, I don't know. He just looks very young in that picture. Almost like 85 Bret Hart. Not 91. The Mountie. Doesn't Hitman eventually lose the title to the Mountie? Yeah, and then he loses it to Piper, and then Piper loses it back to the Hitman, right? So the Mountie has yet to become IC champ. Andre the Giant, he wasn't still wrestling. Was he making appearances? There he is with, who's he going after? Mr. Perfect, Earthquake. He definitely wasn't wrestling, but was he still making appearances in 91? Let me know, guys. I don't remember. All right, Power and Glory, Hercules, and Paul Romeo Roma. I don't remember that being his nickname. Paul Romeo Roma. I really don't remember that at all. All right, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Of course, a fan favorite. Always with this 2x4 and always with the American flag from Glen Falls, New York. Everybody knows that. Who is next? All right, it's hard to turn these pages as we get towards the end. You got Jimmy Mouth of the South, Hart. Of course, he's still a heel. Hasn't turned. He doesn't turn until like 93, right? Early 93, I think. Greg the Hammer Valentine. He's back to his blonde hair after Rhythm and Blues. I think Honky Tonk Man is gone at this point. All right, the Barbarian. Is he still being managed by Bobby Heenan at this point? You guys jump in the comments below and let me know. Who else we got? Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Good stuff. He's got to be close to on his way out. I don't remember him much past this, but I could be wrong. He might have been around for a couple more years. Mr. Fuji. There he is. He's with the Berserker, and then it looks like he is smacking... It looks like Marty Jannetty in the back with his cane. Alright, Haku. Of course, no more Colossal Connection. He was back on his own, and he wasn't king, so he's back to wearing, like, his Islanders outfits almost. Oh, and that looks like that's the end, and who is it? It's Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Let's get this out of the way. Was this his new foundation phase, because I know he had that kind of thing in the new foundation. Hitman kept the pink and black. Alright, here we go. You got your order forms sticking out. This is a little more difficult to turn at this point, because it's bound. It's not like stapled. These are thick and they're bound. Alright, the official WWF Fall Winter 1991-92 merchandise catalog. You've got your Hulk Hogan page, posters, t-shirts, mugs, wall hangings, teddy bears, hats, everything. Who's next? Oh, Ultimate Warrior, and then the Legion of Doom. Again, hats, teddy bears, posters, Warrior pillowcase, Legion of Doom, little like lanyard. That's pretty cool. Keep going. Of course, then we get to the Superstars. You got the Dragon, t-shirts and posters, Nasty Boys, Rockers, Bulldogs, or the Bulldog, Boss Man, and Roddy Piper. Oh, and Sergeant Slaughter. Your kids' corner. Got some backpacks, championship belts, wrestling buddies. Good stuff. How many of you guys out there were kids at this time and ordered this stuff and had some of this stuff at least, or maybe you even have it still today? All right, and then your WWF collection. You got WWF branded merchandise. I'd love a mug like that. I've said it before. All those things are cool, but as practicality, I would want the mug because, you know, coffee, morning. Decaf after dinner. Like, come on. I like the mug there. Novelties. And the WWF bedding set. That comforter looks awesome. I want to find that. Get that. All right, and Santa's favorite gift. 12 spectacular issues. Only $20. There's the Warrior Hogan on the cover. Let's see what the back is. Oh, and the video cassette. SummerSlam 91. Guys, again, I was at this event. You guys should go back and watch that Federation Nation where I talk about it, if you haven't seen it already. And if you have, go back and watch it again. So that would be awesome. All right, so SummerSlam 91 Coliseum video. Gotta love it. All right, that is Superstars 6 from 1991 with the Hulkster Hulk Hogan on the cover. All right, guys, that was Superstars 6 with the Hulkster Hulk Hogan on the cover. Guys, again, I'm going to ask you, please subscribe, please comment, please like, please share. All those things help. And go on over to Facebook and join Federation Nation. I'd love to see your vintage WWF collections over there. All right, that's going to do it for Superstars 6. Next week, we'll be back with something else. But until then, guys, have a good one.